Yo, what's good, guys? Inswain with Inswain Audio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, subscribe, man. Welcome to the family. Nice to have you. Where have you been? We missed you. Today, we're going to be talking about the best stock plugins that are in Logic. If you use a different DAW, this might be still important to watch because your DAW might have a similar plugin. A lot of people kind of downplay or overlook how good some of the stock plugins can be. Everybody wants to, what plugin should I buy? What should I buy? But they overlook what comes with their DAW that's free. Some of them are really good. So today we're going to be talking about Logics. Let's jump into it. All right, so the first one that I want to talk about today is pitch correction. It is a pitch corrector, as the name implies. It's basically your tuning plugin, your auto tune, so to speak. Auto tune, as you know, can be pretty expensive, especially if you get the pro version. This one works, it's a great substitute. It's completely free with Logic. You just load it up and you can tune your vocals. And it's nice because you can choose the root note, the scale or chord to get the proper tuning. You can edit that. There is a response time knob, which is essentially how hard the auto tune you want it to work. With fast response times, you can get that hard tuning effect, like they say the T-Pain effect, for example, that heavy, obvious robotic tuning. Or you can slow up on the response time to get a more natural sound, something that's not as noticeable, or anything in between. So it's very nice. You can use it, in all sorts of ways. There's also the tolerance knob, which is a way to further, fine tune and adjust how the algorithm of the plugin works. So it's a great plugin, a free alternative to AutoTune. It has all of the essential functions that AutoTune does right here in Logic for free. The next one I want to talk about, and this is probably the best one on here, is the Compressor from Logic. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 compressors in one. All different algorithms, different tones, textures, and they're all modeled after different analog compressors. There are even different kinds of compressors. You can see we got VCA compressors, FET compressors, opto. So they serve different purposes, and they have a lot of the knobs that you would want. Like a lot of them have a threshold, a ratio, makeup, attack release, and even a knee in most cases. So you can really fine tune your compression slopes. A lot of them sound great, and even to this day, I think the thing that I own the most third party of is compressors. So I'm obsessed with compressors, but I still use the stock Logic compressor to this day, even with all my third party ones. When I need it, it has a certain sound that I look for, and I'll use it for that. I think the one that I use the most is the vintage opto and the vintage FET. Just to throw that out there as a little bonus, but those are probably my two favorite, but they all sound really good. The Studio FET sounds really good as well if you want that type of compression. So if this was a plugin, I've seen someone say this before, this isn't my original idea, but someone mentioned somewhere, if this was a plugin that you could buy, it would, just think how much money it would cost. Each one of these individual compressor modes could, be $100 or more. So great value here. Another stock Logic plugin that's really great is the Space Designer. This is a reverb plugin. It's really good. It has a ton of presets that are great. I recommend looking through those and maybe starting with one and tweaking from there. But there's a lot of, how should I say, like natural occurring sounds. Not so much of a synthetic reverb, but kind of to simulate real sounds like room tones, studio sounds, halls, things like that. There's even indoor and outdoor spaces. Like in the large spaces preset for indoor spaces, you got like a tall cathedral, empty church, a swimming pool, like hallways, stages, gymnasiums, things like that. They're replicating the impulse response of what it would sound like to be in those environments. So cool for creative effects, but also cool for technical things. I use this a lot for my drum bus. If I want like a room reverb or like a drum room reverb, the presets here are great for that. So love this one. Up next, we got another reverb. We got the Logic Silververb. This one is a little bit more basic, has a lot less presets. But it's just a generalized reverb that just sounds good. My favorite preset is the Hall preset. I use that a lot, and then I'll just adjust a few things from there. But I love the sound of the Hall preset on this reverb. Not too much to say about it, just a good sounding, simple reverb. Up next, similar to reverbs, we got the delay. The Logic stock tape delay plugin is my go-to delay. I have H delay from Waves. I have the Sound Toys. What is it? Echo Boy. I have a lot of these echo delay plugins, but I still prefer this one. I think it's just because of the simplicity of it. You can set the delay time, you can sync it to the tempo, which is essential. Dry and wet knob. You got a simple low and high cut. feedback, and then you can further adjust like the modulation and stuff. I don't even really do that much. There's a nice little stereo spread setting. It's just a nice simple delay that works. It sounds good and is quick and fast to dial in. I love this. I use it for a slap delay. I use it for quarter note, eighth note, half note delays. Like, I just love this plugin. Super simple, sounds great. Up next we have the the auto filter. It's just a filter plugin. You can do a whole lot with it. Adjust the envelope and whatnot. I never do that. I just adjust the threshold. I think I set my default to 0, but I just adjust the cutoff. And basically what I'm doing is it's just kind of like a high cut filter, so to speak. It's just a quick way to get a filtered out sound, and it's really easy to automate too, which is a bonus. I use this a lot for maybe like background vocals if I want like a super, filtered out underwater effect. I'll do that sometimes, but mainly I use this a lot when producing, when I'm trying to spice up my melodies and stuff and put things in the background, filter it out to get like that Drake 40 underwater style sound that's so sought after. Throw an auto filter on there and just adjust the cutoff accordingly. Sounds great. Also sounds good on the intro to filter it out and then automate it in to get that swell, that bloom build up for that clarity, that high end to come through. Super simple plugin. I've used this since day one. I still use it. Last but not least, we got the Flanger plugin. This right here, it is a flanger. It's a modulation plugin, which means movement. Super simple, just a couple knobs. And honestly, most of the time, I'm just adjusting the intensity in the mix knob. There's a couple presets, but really it's only 4 knobs. You could just dial it in yourself. I use this so much. I use it in parallel on a lead vocal at like a super, super subtle low amount to give the vocal some width and some sauce, I guess, so to speak. Makes the vocal fit into the instrumental. Gives it some, like I said, 3 dimension. It just makes it, I can't really describe what it does because it's not really something you hear. You kind of feel it, but it's a little, that 1% to get you across the finish line. This is also, once again, really good in production to put on your melodies, like on a guitar or really any sort of melody to give it a super vibey effect. Background vocals and doubles, ad-libs, I love this on. I love putting this on my ad-libs to give them a little bit of spread and just some differentiation between the lead vocal and the ad-lib. There's tons of flangers out there, and I haven't really tried many of them. I'm sure they're great. They might even be more in-depth than this since it's only 4 knobs, but this one sounds great. It just gets the job done, and it does what I need to do. I've relied on it since the first day I figured out what a flanger is, and I've used it ever since, so I can't speak highly enough of that. So there you have it, guys. There's a few Logic stock plugins that I like and that I still use to this day in my everyday, career, my personal music producing. Even with all the third-party plugins I have, I still find myself going back to these. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Let me know if I missed any of your favorites. What ones do you like? Do you like these? Do you feel like you need third-party? Let me know in the comments if you have any video ideas. I'm open to that as well. Let me know in the comments. Say hi. Don't be scared. I don't bite. I'll say what's up to you guys. Anyways, appreciate you for watching. My name is Inswain with Inswain Audio. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. Name your firstborn child after me. I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, guys, till next time. Peace.